Audio check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 1. Audio check. Hey guys, AJ Town here, live with the T Storm Chasers. We're going to start looking at some severe weather potential that's going to be moving across both from the western portions of South Dakota into the eastern portions of South Dakota through the overnight hours and into tomorrow. We are looking at the chance as that does continue to progress its way eastward into Iowa and Minnesota of seeing some of that severe weather as well. Give me just one quick second. I want to fix something here real quick. This might help with just a little bit of that lagging, and I certainly do apologize about that. You know, joys of doing a live shot. Real quick here, one thing I want to jump into. Well, my Stream Deck's not working now. There it goes. All right. As we jump into things here, we are looking at a severe weather potential, mostly right now out westward, out in the Rapid City, Gillette, Wyoming, down into the Nebraska, and down south of the Pierre area. We are looking at that severe weather risk. Now, what are we exactly looking at? Believe it or not, folks, we have a tornado risk for the western portions of South Dakota. There in the brown, we are seeing the greatest potential of seeing that. That's going to move eastward and bring a smaller chance to areas such as the Rapid City area, along the I-90 corridor, and down to the I-80 North Platte area there, western portions of Nebraska that we are looking at. We do have a hail risk. Now, this is primarily what our major threat is going to be with this system is going to be that damaging hail and damaging wind event that we are going to see move across the area. Now, this is going to be our hail outlook as well. And you can just see, this is our wind outlook. You can just see how potential this is going to be. You can see it does include the Sioux Falls area on a smaller scale here. Let's jump back over to that scale. Sorry here, trying to get that pulled up. Jump back over to that scale. Sioux Falls is out of a 2 out of 5 of seeing some severe weather. So about a 20% risk of seeing some severe weather pushed eastward across the area. Now the area there in yellow, which is going to indicate an enhanced area, is going to be a 3 out of 5. As it does get a little higher there, things definitely do get a little stronger with potentials of seeing some severe weather. Let's jump into tomorrow. As we take a look at tomorrow, we do have concerns for tomorrow as well. Eastern portions of South Dakota is under a 1 out of 5 of seeing some of that severe risk. Basically, the I-35 corridor eastward there, we do see that area there in yellow is a 2 out of 5 for that severe weather risk. Now, we do have for tomorrow as well, that tornado threat does shift. So one thing we'll definitely talk about, we do have a risk of seeing some damaging winds push across the area tonight and into the overnight hours. Don't worry, folks. We'll have the studio staffed. Riley plans on being with us. I will be here as well. We are going to keep a very close eye on things come into the next 12 hours here as things really start to get ramped up. And we will have it down to hour by hour. What are we looking at and when are we looking at that? So give me just a few more minutes here with you guys. And as that, again, system moves eastward there, that tornado or that hail risk continues to push its way eastward as well with this major system. Now, the good news though, the severe weather that's going to be pushing through tonight and into tomorrow morning has actually been able to downplay this severe weather risk over the Iowa area there, southern Minnesota, and into the Missouri and Illinois area there. Now, that has been able to be downplayed a little bit. We would have probably seen an enhanced risk if we didn't have this secondary severe or this prime. Today's severe weather pushing across the area there, that's going to take a lot of the energy out. So that is going to be good news for folks out in that area. We do have that wind risk that is going to continue across that area as well. That's going to move eastward and definitely bring us the chance of seeing some severe weather. Right now, we do have some rain showers that are pushing through the area. Currently, we have nothing severe. Good news on that. We do see down south, down in the Nebraska area there, we do have a little cell. Whoops, I did not hit the transfer button. Sorry. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. We do have a little bit of a cell there that is a little stronger. And as we move into South Dakota area there, one thing that I do want to note, if you see this right here, we have an outflow boundary with this system as it continues to progress its way eastward, which is a good thing because this helps the storms decrease their strength as that outflow does come through. You do see just east of the Madison area there, we do have a stronger cell, and just south of the Watertown, north of the Brookings area as well, seeing that stronger cell with that. Ahead of that is where we got to watch some of these Redwood Falls, north of Marshall, Minnesota, some of these popcorn showers that could definitely generate something because they are in a good atmosphere as well. You can see behind there, we do have some rain showers that are just starting up as well. Now, one thing, let's take a quick look at your... I lost my button. Button. Where's that button? Those of you that watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory will get that one. Anyways, let me get this blown up here and get things loaded. As I do get that loaded... Sorry, squirrel. Give me just a second here to get it loaded. Oh, of course. Why not? Sure, my application decided to crash, so I cannot use this one. Give me just a second here. Give me just a second here. Sorry, do apologize. Joys of doing a live stream, right? Never know what's going to happen with my live stream. All right. Let's pull this back up. Get us going here. Now let's switch over to, we'll switch maps here. We'll take a quick look at what are the criterias of a severe weather risk. Nope, that's not the right one. Nope, that's not the right one. I do apologize. I'm struggling today, and I do apologize. All right, what is the criteria of a severe thunderstorm? Hail 1 inch in diameter or greater, winds 58 miles per hour or stronger, and the potentials of seeing some of the tornadic activity as well. As we go into, here is the severe weather risk. Now, this is put out by the National Weather Service. This is not something that we put in. Do notice right above my head here, the tornado risk does not exist. Basically, primarily what our threat is going to be those damaging winds, and hail is going to be what our primary threat is with this system as it pushes across the state and into the eastern portion. Now, unfortunately, we are looking at a situation where we could see another type of a derecho situation, long-lived progressed wind event. We are not expecting another derecho, though, like what we had last year. So that is a plus for some, unless you are like our sponsor, Royal Tree Services, that are on the other side of the screen there. Give them a call if you have any tree damage or need to get some trees cleaned up. Here is your look at your severe weather risk for tomorrow. Notice the timing there is 1 to 6 p.m. Notice the tornado threat is just barely there. A little bit of a tornado threat for tomorrow. Basically, I'm going to say that's going to be more of eastward into that yellow area. Now, this is, again, put out by the National Weather Service. This is not something that we created and put out for us. Again, you can see the primary threat is going to be your winds and hail with that as well as that continues to move across the area. Now, I am hoping everything has downloaded. Perfect. It has. So let's take a quick look at your WSV3 outlook here. Let me get that switched over here for you guys. So we're going to start things here right about that 3 o'clock time frame, 3:30 time frame is what we are going to be looking at. As we do start to come into about that 5:30 time frame, we start to see those storms developing in Nebraska and southwestern South Dakota, continuing to progress their way in a northeastward direction. You can see the stronger cells there just south of the I-90 corridor. That will continue to progress its way eastward. Something we're going to have to watch is this little cell that's out here on the eastern portions of South Dakota ahead of this system that is creating a little popcorn shower that might become severe. It might generate something. But again, our primary threat is going to be damaging winds and hail. We are not expecting a tornadic, but would not be surprised to see a spin up or two with this as well. As we go into the overnight hours, south or central portions of South Dakota, about that 11 o'clock time frame, that's when that system starts to move eastward. That's when your guys are going to see that severe weather pushing across that area. And that you can see with this bow right here as well. That is an indication of some wind and some stronger wind with it as well. Coming in about midnight there. That'll continue to progress its way eastward. Good news is I'm hoping and I'm thinking with these cells along that are out in front of it. They're just to the east of I-29. That'll steal some of the energy, so that's going to decrease the strength of some of these cells as we do go to the next model. They're about that 150 coming into the Sioux Falls area. You can see some of this bowing here as well, which is also still going to be that indication of seeing some heavy rains and winds with that system. I accidentally hit the play button here. Let me get back to where I was. So about that 2:45, that's when we're going to have that stronger system. 3 o'clock come into the area. Stick around for a little bit for that rain. That's going to steal a lot of that energy out of the area for tomorrow. You can see some of this bowing as well as we come into that 9:30, 10 o'clock time frame. That'll continue to progress its way eastward. Now about that 1 o'clock time frame, 1:15-ish, there we start to see some development there in eastern portions of South Dakota. You can see right just south of the Sioux Falls area there, a stronger storm just east of the, I want to say about the Laverne area there. Now here we go, right about that 2 o'clock time frame is when we are starting to see things really get ramped up and starting to form here. We do see, as it continues to progress its way eastward, some of the stronger cells there moving eastward along I-90. You can see just south of about that Worthington area, we see those stronger cells as well. Look out west there. Out west there past that Highway 281, we do see some stronger cells coming across the river there as well. Something we're going to have to watch fairly closely. Something that might generate a spin up or two. Wouldn't be surprised if they do push back that Storm Prediction Center's slight risk just a little bit and put us more of in a marginal risk for the areas such as along the Highway 281. They're about that 6:45 time frame south of the Sioux Falls area. We do see those stronger cells starting to form. West of Brookings there, we do see about 6:45 as well. That'll continue to progress its way eastward and move out of the area there. Through the night and into the overnight hours there, we do have a chance of some of those storms regenerating. But good news is there, once that gets out of here, we are looking at more of a clear day on Sunday. So we just got to get through this system about that 1 o'clock time frame for the Sioux Falls area of seeing some of that severe weather create. I do expect to see that out of the area by about 5 o'clock, that severe weather risk. By about that 6 o'clock time frame of seeing that severe weather risk pushing into western portions of Iowa and Minnesota. That does include, though, as it does move eastward, we do expect to see that hail and wind threat with it as well. Now, let's take a quick look at your precipitation outlook, your temperature outlook for the next end of the month into next month. There we are looking at temperatures that are going to be leaning above normal for this time of year. You can see further north you go there, you can see they're going to be above normal for this time of year as well. Out west, you're looking at temps near normal. Some are looking at below normal. We have seen some indication of snow up in the higher elevation with this system, as this system produces across the area. So definitely understand why below average for this time of year of seeing those temps, because of that snow system that's pushing through. Good news too is I can't get my transition to work anymore, so I'm lying to you guys. I cannot do that. The precipitation outlook is a map that I was trying to get pulled up, and I certainly do apologize. For some reason, my system is not allowing me to transition over to that one, but we are looking at leaning towards above normal for this time of year. So good news is we might even reach that knee high by the 4th of July, saying for the corn across the region as well. So again, I want to reiterate coming into tonight, it's not going to let me change slides. I definitely forgot that. So again, stick with T Storm Chase. It's not letting me change that one either. So again, stick with T Storm Chasers. We're going to be heading into the office here pretty soon, into the studio office. Riley will be joining us about that 5:30, 6 o'clock time frame as things start to get fired up. We're going to have coverage of western South Dakota as severe weather moves across the area, and we'll have coverage continuously through the overnight hours as well, is something that we are going to be keeping a close eye on too. So stick with T Storm Chasers. We'll bring you guys the latest weather information. Thanks for